Hello family, how are you? Today we are going to make Egg Foo Young, chicken Egg Foo Young that is. So we're going to use a few chicken breasts. We're going to cut them up pretty fine. We're going to use soy sauce. We're going to use Lowry seasoning salt. Not too much, but enough to make sure it's very well seasoned. We're going to use ginger powder, ginger sauce, black pepper, garlic powder, no garlic salt. We're going to use 3 packages of bean sprouts. We're going to use garlic, of course, definitely eggs, and we're going to use green onions. The ginger, chopped ginger, we're going to use that for the chicken itself once we're seasoning the chicken. So we will be back once we get all of this stuff cleaned up and cut up and stuff. You guys, I'll just show you what it looks like after I'm done with that portion of it. It's pretty easy to do that. I will show you how to cut these onions so they'll be right. But the bean sprouts, you're just going to clean those in water. You're going to run warm water over them. Those kind of go bad fast, so you get them the day that you're going to use them so that they don't go bad. If they're like this, you can get them the day before. But these, I went to the market. These were the only ones I could find. So there it is. We got to use these. So we'll be back in a few. Okay guys, here's the chicken. I cut it up into little chunks. It's going to be less than this. Of course, I'm splitting this up between 3 things. So this is chicken. I'll probably use about 2 cups of chicken in each thing. The stir fry, I'll probably use 3 cups of chicken breast cooked. And then for the egg rolls, about 1 cup to 1.5 cups. And for the, hey guys, we're back. We got a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to take this chicken and put it over in here. Here, let me get some of this water off here. I'm going to go ahead and just start putting it in there because it's ready. Okay, baby. I'm going to cook all of the chicken at once for all of the food. And then I'll come back and do the vegetables and stuff for the stir fry. I'm going to put a little seasoning salt on here. We did a teaspoon of seasoning salt, a teaspoon of garlic, of ginger, a tablespoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of black pepper. Oops, let me turn this down. Okay guys, we got the pepper going on. We're gonna start turning this around. I got my ginger, my chopped ginger. It's a ginger paste. I'm going to use the whole thing. And this is about in here, in this chicken, it's about 6 breasts, chicken breasts. So I'm using 1 container of this per 6 chicken breasts. So if you're only using 3, you only need to use a half of 1. And I use this to marinate my chicken, but I'm not marinating it. I'm just going ahead and cooking it with this. So I'm going to mix everything up really good. I'm going to put a little more seasoning salt in here. So it'll be about 2 teaspoons altogether of the seasoning salt. I got to turn this fire back up because it started my smoke detector going. I'm going to show you what I want it to look like when I'm done with this portion. I'm gonna cook it down and show you what it looks like when it's all cooked down. So I'm gonna have a total of 2 teaspoons of seasoning salt. I don't want it too salty because we're gonna still use some soy sauce when we get going with this. I'll be back. Hey guys, so I don't want you to fully cook the chicken because it's gonna cook some more. So this is about how I want it to look. It's gonna cook some more when I put the vegetables in it. It's gonna have a little sauce at the bottom, but that comes with that chopped ginger. So I'll see you back in a few. Okay guys, we have 12 eggs here because I'm going to do a larger portion. I have to tell you how many it is after I'm done. But what you're going to do is whip your eggs up real good until it's a nice consistency. I'll show you what I'm talking about and I'm going to come right back. Guys, my aunt taught me how to make these. What she would do is go through and pick all of these out. These little pieces over here out. I'm going to do that, but I'm going to have to do it with you guys off channel, basically, because it takes a little bit to get each and every one off, but I'll come right back and let you see what it looks like. But basically, you can get it off with a fork, or you can get a spoon and get a, but when she taught me, she pulls these off. Even when she bakes, she pulls these off. It's, you know, it's her way, but she taught me this, so I'm going to go with her way to do it. I usually get them off with a fork, but it was giving me a hard time, so I'm taking them off with the spoon, and it's working just fine. So let me give you an idea. I'll pull them over near the wall part and pretty much just break it off without breaking the egg itself, but to get these off of here. Here, let me see if I can get it. And then, here we go. And then just, it fell off again. Once you get it separated, you can do what you want to with it then. You can just take it off the side to get the rest of it. And I just put it over on a paper towel just to get rid of it. I'll do another one. Again, you don't have to do this, but this is the way she taught me. And so this is the way I'm going to do it. I don't do it when I bake, but when I make this Egg Foo Young, because I want it to taste just like hers did, I take these on out. Okay, be right back. Alright guys, I've gotten them all out. It took a few minutes, but I got them all out. Now I'm going to go ahead and whisk these up, and I'll show you what we're working with. Guys, I whisked those for about 2 good minutes. Now I'm about to start putting the bean sprouts over in there. I usually, with the bean sprouts, I usually use soy sauce to soak them in for a little bit, just so they can get that wildness off. And so I used about 3 handfuls of bean sprouts to 3 handfuls of green onion. Mix those up real good. You gotta have your grease good and hot. Let me pull these down in here. Mix this up real good. We're gonna put our seasoning over in here. We're gonna put some seasoning salt. I'm going to put some garlic powder. That was about 2 teaspoons of seasoning salt. Well, not 2 teaspoons, about 1 teaspoon to 1.5 teaspoons. And about 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. I'm going to use some pepper. I'm going to sprinkle that over it too. You guys, you can just sprinkle it or you can measure it. You can sprinkle it like I did, or you can measure it. And then I'm going to stir this in real good to make sure everything is seasoned. Again, I put some soy sauce on the bean sprouts, so that's where the color came in at. I'm going to put a couple more bean sprouts over in here because it looks like it's good. It's a lot in there, but I'm going to put a little bit more. So that was about another half a handful of the bean sprouts. And I'm going to go on over to the stove and start cooking these. I'm going to show you how much oil I'll use as I go. Guys, I almost forgot my chicken. I used a cup of chicken in this as well. And stir this up very, very well. Again, I'm going to go over. I'm using vegetable oil. Enough to just cover the bottom of the pan because I don't want to I want to be able to fold my Egg Foo Young patty. So I'll show you what I'm talking about when I get there, guys. So guys, you see how much oil this is. It's just enough to cover, a little over the amount to cover the bottom of the pan. I have it on about between a 6 and a 7 because I want the grease to get hot. And then I'll show me putting the stuff in the pan and go from there and show you how to work it out. Patties. I'm stirring it up again over in here. And I'm going to use 1 heaping spoon to do each one. And I'll do 2 at a time because it's going to kind of make a mess. It's going to go out from itself. But I'll keep it kind of here so that I can flip as I go. So, you see how this is going? Just take it and flip it over a little bit. Take that side, flip it over a little bit. And before you turn it over on the other side, what you're going to do is pour a little bit of extra egg from the mixture over on the top so it'll close that side in. You see how it's coming from itself? It's just coming around. You just keep taking it and folding it. You could do more than 2, but for you guys, you can do 2 so you can get used to it. And you take a little bit of the egg mixture, put it on top, and then you're going to flip it over so that'll close that side in. Same thing on this side. You keep folding. Keep folding the egg in like that. Get all of it on the top here. And then you take a little bit of the egg, pour it on top. That'll help it close up when you flip it over. Let it cook for a couple more seconds because it busted at the bottom. So when you have that kind of situation, just know, let it cook for a couple more seconds and to close it on up. Don't worry, they'll close up. You're going to flip it back over for a few seconds on the other side anyway when you go back over. So, that one didn't do what I wanted it to do, but don't worry, guys. Don't beat yourself up. You're going to fold this one over again. You're going to have those mistakes here or there. It busted on the other side. So when it did that, I felt it when it did it. So you'll feel it from the bottom. I'm trying not to burn myself, guys. I done burned myself twice today. Flip it on over. Take those extra pieces, put them right there on the side. Flip it under, let it finish frying the rest of the way. With this extra here, you're going to put it right on top of there. So that'll close that in. Can you see what I'm doing? I hope you guys can see me. So, while you got this extra space over here, I'll say go ahead and do another heaping spoonful right here. So that one can start cooking. And guys, it's time to put them on a plate. Just about. Don't use more grease than that because you don't want it to the grease to overpower what you're doing. I just use vegetable oil. Now this one is ready, so what I'm going to do is take the excess grease off by taking it to the side here and letting it drain down. And then I'll put it over to the side. Same here. Let it go to the side. Drain down a little bit. put it over there. Now this one I'm going to keep folding. Now I'm going to add the other eggs in. The other ones that I'm going to make. This one is ready for me to put a little bit of the egg up here at the top, so that when I fold it over, it can finish cooking on that side. You see how it's coming out from the side here, guys? All you got to do is fold it in. It's not that pretty when it's doing it, but that taste that you're going to get and all of that flavor that you're going to get, oh my God. It's awesome, guys. So I'm going to let that cook for a little bit on that side before I do another one over there, before I pour the amount on the top. But I'm about to do another one over here. And when I finish with this portion, I'm going to go and renew my grease. Meaning, I'm just going to put a little bit more, let it heat up like I did before. You see it's ready to fold. Now this one is ready for me to pour the extra egg up at the top so it can close it up. And fold it on over, guys. This one I'm going to check to see if it needs to, yep, it's ready to come out. So I'm going to take it, fold it over, get that excess oil off. They aren't the prettiest, but baby, when you get that taste, you'll know what I'm talking about. I can flip this one over. You don't want to renew the oil with anything in the pan. You just renew the oil with fresh, you know, you're going to start it over. Meaning, not completely start it over again. Let me correct that. You're going to just put some oil in it and let it start, you know, let it get hot. That one is about ready to come out. So when I get done, I'll come back and see you in a few. Or better yet, let me just wait for a couple seconds so I can show me renewing this oil. Well, I can come back and do that. Give me a moment. Okay, guys, when I say renew the grease, what I want you to do is take all of the excess stuff that fell out of this little Egg Foo Young patties. Now, you see the color of this Egg Foo Young patty? Let me bring it up to you, baby. Let me bring it up to you. You see that color? You see the egg and the brown from cooking the egg? If you got a great Egg Foo Young patty, let me tell you what they did at the restaurant. What they did at the restaurant was they refried that Egg Foo Young patty. They froze it and pulled it back out to recook it. And I'm telling you because of what I know, not because of what I thought. I'm telling you because I know for a fact. I've seen the great looking patties. And now I need for you to stir your egg sauce mixture. I need you to stir that up again. So when you go to put it in, it'll all be, you know, pretty good. Everything will be like it's supposed to be. You see those patties back there? They're not perfectly round or any of those things, but they're good and fresh and have a good taste to them. And so basically, that's what I want you to do. I'm going to show you one more time. See how the grease is getting ready? The grease is getting hot there. And you see how I removed all of the excess stuff out and put it over in my bowl that I set to the side so that I could have for anything like this. You want to get all of that out so you don't have a little your house all smoked up. So again, we're going to stir this up, stir our mixture up with all of our eggs and bean sprouts and onions and garlic. We're going to season it. We're going to shake that up, stir it up a little bit. And we're going to do 1 spoonful at a time. Take that egg, flip it over on the top. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. This light is awful bright in here. But you just keep flipping it, keep bringing it back to the top. When you see any excess egg go over, just keep bringing it to the top till you fill it as much as you can. Then you pour that extra little bit of egg over in there and flip it over when you get to that part. So that's how we're gonna do that, guys. We're gonna put that, it's at the point now where it's ready for that extra egg. Put a little bit on each one. Didn't need a whole lot because it had some in it that's cooking. Flip it on over and move it over to the side out the way. This one, we're gonna flip it on over. And I just broke that one, so let me see if I can close it back up a little bit and let it cook over to the side while I do another one. So this bunch that I did with the 12 eggs and the mixture that I did, it's gonna cook enough for probably, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably about 10 patties all together. Now what I am going to teach you how to do with this, the grease that's left, I'm going to do the brown gravy because some people like brown gravy for these. And some people like this other gravy that my aunt makes. It's like it got a little gel to it and it's with soy sauce and stuff. I'm going to make both of them. So depending on you, which one you want to make for yourself, for your family. Again, I have this heat on medium. So I'm going to do both and go from there. I'm going to let this cook up like this because the sides are still coming. Yes, guys, so now you know how to make homemade chicken egg foo young. Now you don't have to use the chicken. You could clean the shrimp like you watch me clean the shrimp on many of occasions. You can do shrimp and cut the pieces up in maybe 2 or 3 pieces depending on how big your shrimp are, or just use the whole shrimp. It's however you like it. Or you can use beef, cook your beef well, and then put that over in there. You know, make sure you drain the juice off of it like I had to do for this chicken. I didn't put the juice over in there. I just did the chicken. I drained the chicken and put it over in there. Or you could just do the egg foo young patties without meat at all. It's up to you, however you want to do. You can do vegetables in it. You can cut up broccoli and cook your broccoli down just a little bit, or cut it up so fine that it'll cook when you have it here. So it's just up to you guys. However you want to do your egg foo young patties, you do it your way because you're the one that's going to have to eat it. Certainly appreciate you. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so now I'm about to show you this gravy, the brown gravy. The grease that's left over, I'm just going to pour some flour in here and move it around and then put some water and some flavor in there. Oh, you got the spoon right here. Sorry, guys. Turn it down a little bit. You see how it's bubbling up? I'm using this so it'll be a brown gravy. Let me get a little more flour here, guys. I think I put too much flour that time, but I'm trying to compensate this grease that's in here. So if you like brown gravy for this, let me turn it all the way down, guys. So now I gotta mix the water in with it. You see how I turned to brown gravy? So if you want brown gravy with your egg foo young, you got it. It's right here. I should have took the onions out because they kind of cook down in there, but they're going to add that extra flavor in there for you. We're going to put some seasoning salt and pepper and stuff in here, and garlic powder to have some flavor in here. Oh, I turned it down too low, guys. Sorry about that, because it usually would have puffed up by now. So you can kind of actually pull these onions out if you want to. They're going to float right to the top, so you'll be able to pull them out easy. No big deal. No big deal. But if you want a brown gravy for your Egg Foo Young patties, I got one for you. We're gonna go with it. Thin those flour. You keep going, keep going, keep going. Right about now is when I'm gonna tell you to do your garlic powder. That's about 2 teaspoons. Put as much pepper as you want. I want it for flavor as well as the look of it, so I put extra. And flour, you're gonna have to season it to your taste with this flour, because that flour, what it does is it eats up all of the salt flavor. So here you have it. We're gonna keep moving it till it's all meshed together. Like I said, if you don't like the way those onions look, you can pull those out. Actually, you could have pulled those out before we got to this point, but I'm gonna pull them out now because I'm trying to do 20 things at one time. But this is the brown gravy, and you're gonna have an onion flavor to it, and that's why I wanted to keep some of that onion in. Hey guys, I had to end that for a second, and I'm about to show you the gravy is coming along very well. Again, if you want these onions out, just go through and pick them out. You could have did it beforehand, but I like the flavor that they leave, so that's why I didn't take them out. I wanted to leave them in, and plus I wasn't in that big of a, I was in a big hurry to try to get this going. So excuse me for rushing, guys, sorry about that. So that was about 3 to 4 cups of water. I think about 4 cups of water that I used for this. And as far as the flour I used about a half a cup of flour. Now you can make it thin as you want it. You can keep adding water to it, and then you go from here, from what I did as far as the flavor, and you go ahead and you do what you want to. You can add, subtract, or whatever you want to do. You can't subtract what you already put in there, but you can add, or you can, you know, put some more water in it and let it thicken back up as it goes. But I think mine is going to be about where we are now. I don't want it to get too thin. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, this is my gravy. This is about how I want my gravy to be. It's going to thicken up some more as it sits here, but this is gravy that I make for these, and I do another one too. That one is more of a gel gravy. I'll do it on a separate video and add it to it later. But for right now, I still have to make the I still have to make some egg rolls and stuff for dinner and the fried rice. So I'm pushing it, and it's getting late on me. All right, thanks guys. Okay guys, here is the chicken stir fry, that egg roll, the fried rice, the Egg Foo Young with the gravy, and we have some chili sauce for the egg roll. All right now.